Heyo, welcome into CHGO Bets Daily, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app today and use promo code CHGO when you sign up. Welcome into Studio B of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. And alongside me, as always, is Cody Delmendo in his beautiful CHGO hoodie. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. I got a shipment out of my hoodie, and I was waiting basically to the last second, hoping the mail would get there so then I could also wear my hoodie but it didn't work out.
Jay's wearing it today too, out there on the Blackhawk show right now.
We all could
and
have matched.
Hogue was wearing it on the Bear show today.
Did you just get the camo one?
I got the Bulls like
vintage sweatshirt,
vintage like crew neck. Yeah. I'll probably wear that tomorrow.
I got the tie-dye one. I got the Nux one.
To be honest, that was just one of two orders I made. My Black Friday shopping I did has yet to come in, and there's good reason for that because I gave the company I work for a lot of money at a nice discounted price. So I'm looking forward to that coming in. Casey out there, I've seen her wearing the beanie. I think she
had the Bulls hoodie on too.
Yeah, but I've seen her wearing the beanie. She was wearing the beanie yesterday when we went to Wrigley to do content. And, God, I got like 3 or 4 of them. One for myself and then the rest for like a bunch of my family. Like, I can't wait to get that.
Yeah. So. I mean, that's what's coming today. It's my Black Friday order. So I'm real excited. I got a couple hoodies, got a beanie or two.
There's something about when you get mail that makes you excited.
Right. Well, it's yours.
Yeah.
You get it. You get to hold on to it. Right. It's exciting. But we're going to be talking about the bowl games that are coming up this weekend. Very exciting that college football is back after a little hiatus. And I guess it really wasn't even a hiatus as we had Navy Army last week, but that's not really football at this point. We do have Miami, Ohio. I'm still so salty. Fuck that game. Miami, Ohio versus UAB. Troy versus UTSA. Louisville versus Cincinnati. Florida versus Oregon State, Fresno State versus Washington State, Rice versus Southern Mississippi, BYU versus SMU, Boise State versus North Texas, and then on Monday, and we even got games on Tuesday as well, but we'll have a show by then. We also have on Monday at 1:30, UConn versus Marshall.
Yes.
Let's go.
That's every degenerate's like if you're betting that game, that's when you hit peak degeneracy. If you're betting Marshall and UConn bowl game on a Monday at 1:30, oh my God.
You're watching the right show, baby.
Oh my God. Like, this is the first smile I've had today. I needed that.
You ready to go to the Bahamas? You ready to go into an island vacation? It's the Bahamas Bowl, Miami, Ohio. I don't think they were the MAC winner, but basically they ended up being the MAC representative of this conference in the Bahamas Bowl, and then UAB.
I'm pretty sure Toledo and Ohio got a bowl game too. Like I think the MAC had 3 teams.
Did, but I remember like part of the last MAC Shin games, it was like if Miami won, or I think they were playing Ball State. I think whoever team won that game, they went to the Bahamas Bowl. So basically, they beat Ball State to go to the Bahamas Bowl. But what do you think about this game, UAB versus Miami, Ohio?
Well, to be honest, I haven't watched a lot of UAB football this year. So to see them 11-point favorites, and after watching Ohio a few times, I don't really know how to bet it, to be honest with you. And that's the beauty of bowl season because like it's all non-conference opponents. Every team's facing a non-conference opponent, and anything can happen. So based off what I've watched, I kind of want to take Miami because I've seen them able to hang around with teams. They're decent passing offense. Also the MAC is the MAC, and that's why I don't really have a play on it right now. What about you?
Well, I think the line being at 11. We love teasers, right? So if you want to tease that up, I think that Miami definitely can cover like 15. But my UAB's kind of got this just want to prove everybody wrong vibe. I feel like their interim coach was took over after the former head coach, I think, had a sickness. So he took over at the start of the year, but has just been the interim coach for the full year. And the team really wants to keep him around, but the athletic directors really weren't listening to them when they made the hire of the coach. So I do wonder if they're really extra motivated here to win this game and kind of send that interim coach out on top. But the other huge thing for UAB, Dwayne McBride is probably the best player in this game, the running back for UAB, and the Miami, Ohio rush attack is all right. So I think that Miami could stay in the game for that reason. I don't think UAB will be able to blow it open. I do think they'll be able to keep it within 11. But the easy bet for me here, the numbers really show that Miami could probably score about 21 in this game. UAB can probably score about 30. We love teasers. So the over right now is 44.5. I will easily slam that over at 44.5. So I will take UAB, Miami, Ohio, over 44.5 on Friday at 10:30 a.m. Next up, we got in.
I have a trend related to the MAC. So the MAC used to be really bad. Like up until 2018, the MAC was really bad in bowl season. They were 18-51 straight up and 25-41-3 against the spread in bowl season from 2005 to 2018. But it's shifted since then. Since 2019, the MAC is 8-9 straight up and 10-6-1 against the spread in bowl games, and that's including 5-1 straight up if you're a favorite. Obviously, Ohio's an underdog here, but as underdogs, they're 11-49 straight up and 23-34 against the spread since 2005. So that's the worst in college football. So yeah, I think teasing it up is a good idea if you do want to ride on Miami. Of course, that's a trend. You know how everyone likes. You know how I like trends.
And I don't think Maction boys quit. So here's the thing: it's like even if they get down 3 touchdowns, UAB might start coasting, and this might be a backdoor cover here. Yeah. It's a bowl game; they're playing for it all. Like this is the last game of the season, last game of the career. They're going to let it all out on the line. So I mean, even in the Bahamas Bowl, one of the most famous bad beats I ever remember was in the Bahamas Bowl, and I think it was Western Kentucky, and they were literally down like 21 and came back and won that game. Or I think they almost went and won the game, but like they went and failed the 2-point conversion. I think it was Western Michigan, Western Kentucky, or Central Michigan, Western Kentucky. Look that up. But the Bahamas Bowl has had some crazy bad beats before. So I don't know. Plus 11 is just a little bit too much for my liking. I could see UAB winning by 10.
It's crazy to think back. Like UAB's football had been canceled, and they've really made a rebound. They're 6-6 this year, so it's nothing spectacular. But I mean, I'm looking at the record on my phone right now: 11-3, 9-5, 6-3, 9-4, now 6-6. What a remarkable turnaround for that program that was literally dead.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and like truly dead in the water. And what do you expect when your coach leaves at the beginning of the season? And like they all kind of rallied around. They weren't expected to be 6-6. Like they had so much going against them, like not being a football program, not having their head coach, and they won 6 games. UAB's winning this game, but I just don't know if Miami's going to give that let up. But yeah, it was Central Michigan and Western Kentucky, and Central Michigan went for the 2-point conversion after coming back, and they lost 49-48. 2014 Bahamas Bowl. Check that out. Cure Bowl, though, is the next one up. UTSA versus Troy. You got the Roadrunners versus the Troy Trojans.
Yes. The Sun Belt versus, I don't know where UTSA is from.
CUSA.
Is it Conference USA?
Yeah, CUSA. Yeah. So the line is 2 for Troy, over under 55.5, and if you like UTSA to win, it's at plus 110. Do you got any feel in this game?
I don't. Troy was, the Sun Belt, the Sun Belt's always competitive, and Troy was the top team in that conference this year, no doubt. So I don't really know a lot about UTSA. I know they were like a big surprise last year. Mm-hmm. They were a big surprise. I remember they beat Illinois last year. But yeah, I don't really have a feel on their team this year as much. I do know that they can put up some points. So maybe the over. Do you have a feel on this one? Because I don't really have a feel on it.
Over's 55.5. I don't know if I love that just because Troy's got a really great defense. Top 50, both rushing and passing attack. But the thing is, you mentioned this before the show, Steven, like guys with, don't know who's going to play, who's going to not, declare for the draft. One guy's playing. That's Frank Harris. And he's the quarterback for UTSA. He is been the best quarterback in program history. It hasn't even been really close because UTSA doesn't have that great of a program. But they have secured their quarterback for next year. Mm-hmm. He's playing in this game. He makes this team go, and they have the 10th passing offense by EPA in the NCAA. And the fact that this line is +2 for UTSA, I think Troy doesn't have the offense to hold up with it. I think UTSA can win this game. I like them at +2. I'm going to put them into a teaser, so I'm really probably going to get them around a touchdown. So I love UTSA in this game, especially if you're going to tease anything up. But if you're going to have a play, I wouldn't be against putting money on the money line as well at +110. I think UTSA, the numbers show that they can, if they have their offensive output that they like, and they're really good on 3rd and 4th down. That's where Troy struggles. They're able to convert those 3rd and 4th down spots, I think they win this game.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely take the money line over the 2 points just because, like, losing by a field goal is brutal.
But I'm going to tease it up, so that's why I'm going to.
Yeah,
I'll give it a little
fine.
bit more of a cushion in case UTSA blows it.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like Troy's defense, solid. But yeah, I kind of like what you're saying here about UTSA's offense, and again, you know how I love a good underdog. So.
Frank Harris, let's go. If you like underdogs, you might. Oh, actually, this team isn't the underdog. So next up, we're going to Fenway. That's in Boston, people. And if you don't know anything about the Fenway Bowl, they're going to be on the same sideline. They're not going to be, one team over here, one team over here. And that's important because it's Louisville versus Cincinnati. And if you've been paying attention to the coaching carousel, something interesting happened with Louisville's coach because now Scott Satterfield, who was the Louisville head coach, is coaching Cincinnati. So they're going to be on the same sideline against their old coach. And I think Louisville's not going to be super happy. Like, hey, coach, did you just leave us for that team? Louisville is going to win this game. They're a 1-point favorite. Take that. You could just take them on the money line, too, at -20 at that point. I'm going to tease them and get them at plus points, so I'm happy about that. But Jeff Brom, former Louisville quarterback, former Louisville assistant. He's from Louisville. They got a better team, I think, also with their pass rush. Cincinnati's been a bad bet. They've been bad against covering multiple times this year. I don't trust Cincinnati. I think it's hilarious that the old Louisville coach is now coaching Cincinnati. This is just screaming Cincinnati winning.
Yeah, big revenge.
Or sorry, this is screaming Louisville winning.
Yeah, and also Luke Fickell going to Wisconsin, so that's why they're in this scenario. So the way that I looked at it originally was like, okay, well, Cincinnati doesn't have their coach that they've had. They don't have the same coach that took them to the college football playoff last year, right? So, and I like Malik Cunningham. Like Malik Cunningham is, a smaller version of Lamar Jackson at Louisville.
Satterfield will not be coaching that game.
Right, but, and I think actually even
Nor will Fickell, since you brought it up.
I think even Malik Cunningham's not even going to play in the game coming up as well.
Is he not? Malik Cunningham's not playing?
Yeah, Louisville missing Cunningham, Clark, and coaches in Fenway Bowl game. So yeah, the Cardinals will be without quarterback Malik Cunningham, running back Tyon Evans, wide receiver Tyler Hudson, and quarterback Kittrell Clark.
All right. I still like Louisville, even if
they're all
Cunningham
opting out for the draft.
I still like Louisville more so than Cincinnati, but. God, that game suddenly sucks. I didn't realize that Cunningham was sitting out. So
yeah, but the thing is too is like their defense is really good as well. Like I mean, they have a great pass rush. Like it was Malik Cunningham and their pass rush. So the pass rush is still there, and I guess I don't trust Cincinnati. I don't think they're going to win this game, especially that's going to be teased up to about like 3.5 or 4.
It's very telling when Louisville is still the favorite whenever Cunningham's sitting out and they don't have their the same coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's telling. Also, ACC compared to the American. So, I mean, I would lean Louisville on that at this point if you're going to actually bet it. So.
Next up, we got Florida and Oregon State. It is going to be the Las Vegas Bowl.
Who's
Oregon
sitting
State?
out?
Oregon State is favored by 10 points. Over-under is 53. And if you like Florida, you can get them at plus 300. That's why I'm looking up Anthony Richards' status. But he's a sophomore, so I don't even think he can be drafted.
Yeah, so I was reading that apparently the Pac-12 has just been very bad in bowl season over the last various amount of years.
Oh, no, he is foregoing.
He's not.
Richardson's not playing.
He's not playing?
No.
Well, that would explain why they're 10-point favorites. But let me read you this Pac-12 struggle in bowl season. And this is from the Action Network. Shout out to him. Thank you for all your trends. That helped me. The Pac-12 is 27-37 against the spread the last decade in bowl season, and it's the least profitable conference in FBS. Since 2016, 11-25 straight up, and against the spread in bowl season, including a 2-15 straight up as underdogs. Obviously Oregon State's the favorite here, but conference hasn't won a bowl game since Oregon versus Wisconsin on January 1st, 2020. So they've lost 7 straight bowl games straight up, and Oregon State is a 10-point favorite. I know Anthony Richardson's out. I don't know, but Oregon State. They have looked impressive. There's a reason they're a 10-point favorite here. But man, that trend is just so juicy.
Right. Well, and now coming into this game, it's going to be Jack Miller, a redshirt freshman starting for Florida. He was formerly at Ohio State and then transferred into Florida. And the thing, too, Florida, their actual backup was John Kitna's son, but he got arrested for child pornography. So now he can't play in the game. So now they're going to Jack Miller, and apparently Florida's all confident in Jack Miller. So I don't know. Is this going to be like, we're going to rally around our guy and win a game? I don't know. I just think that we're going to take the under 53 because I think that both teams are going to look to run. And Florida's like rushing attack is really propelled up to a top 5 rushing attack because of Anthony Richardson. Yeah. I don't think they're going to be able to replicate that. So I don't love Oregon State in this spot, but I also don't think this is going to be played into the 50s. I think this is going to be a slow kind of trotting game. So I will take under 53. And again, we'll tease that up as well.
I think the under might be a good play for a lot of these games, considering so many people sitting out in general.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Except for in the college football playoff, of course.
But you never know. Like, I mean, yes, the guy on the bench might suck, but also, like, it's college football. Like, how big of a talent discrepancy is there going to be? Continuing to go into the next game, it's going to be Fresno State and Washington State. And another big question in the LA Bowl is, will their quarterback start? So Washington State is a 3.5-point dog. The over-under is 52.5. And if you like Washington State on the money line, you can get them at plus 140. But will Jake Haener play? He is the starting quarterback for Fresno State. He has been one of their better quarterbacks in recent history, probably back since Derek Carr. And he is a guy that could be in the draft. No clear yes or no if Jake Haener is going to be playing, but how do you feel, especially seeing Fresno getting 3.5 points?
Well, Washington State, Pac-12 team, just gave you the trend. But yeah, I don't really have much of a play on this one. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
I am just trying to still figure out if he's going to opt out or not. I think I'll take Washington State, honestly, just because the issue with Fresno is Haener hasn't played and has played. He's been in and out, and he hasn't really been getting consistent time. But Washington State, especially at the end of the year, and I know they were playing like Stanford and stuff like that, but they were really consistent covering that number. Yeah. And especially if I'm going to be teasing this up, and it's currently at 3.5, like the number that I have, the model that I have has Washington State with projected 29.8 points and Fresno at 27.8 points. So I think that there is clearly a way that Washington State can win. So you're giving me 3 and a hook. I really don't understand that number. And outside of all of these numbers, especially the spread-wise, I don't understand Washington State. So I wouldn't even tease up Washington State. If you're looking for one just to bet straight up, like one spread, I would say take Washington State with 3 in the hook just because I think they can win this game. And then you're also just getting like a full possession. It's not like you're getting a 1 point or 2 point like the Louisville or Cincinnati game. Like you're getting a full, they got to win by field goal. So I'll take Washington State there to cover, and I think they'll cover easily. So I like Washington State even with Haener possibly playing because it seems like there's no answer yet, and I think we'd have an answer if he is or isn't going to play.
Yeah, maybe wait until kickoff.
I don't know if they're going to do it that way. I feel like if Haener wasn't going to play, they probably would have announced it. So I have the feeling that he would play.
Yeah, perhaps.
But it's still Fresno. It's not a Power 5. Like what Washington State, I still think is going to be matched up athletic wise. I don't think like Fresno has that much better athletes than Washington State. Let's take a quick break and let you know about DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. If you are looking to bet on the NBA tonight, they're giving you a $10 free bet. And there's also a boost on Damian Lillard. So a lot of great reasons to be betting with DraftKings Sportsbook on the NBA this season. So the boost right now for Damian Lillard, if you are looking to take it, it's going to be Dame to score 25-plus points and make 2+ threes. That's boosted from minus 210 up to plus 100. And I'm also taking a free bet. You can get up to $10 redeemed if your bet doesn't hit. I'm going to take Zach LaVine to be the leading scorer of the game tonight in the Knicks and Bulls game. That's at plus 475. He's been real efficient as of late, 50% from the field, above 35% from three. And he's been at 20. So really, it's can he get to 30? And this Knicks team isn't that great. It's really can he outscore DeMar in my mind. And I just think that the difference of DeMar being at plus 110 and Zach being at plus 475, maybe Zach kind of bounces back here. So if you are looking to bet this holiday season with draft or bet on the NBA this holiday season. Bet with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now to get in on the holiday hoops action. Sign up with code CHGO and place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. Only at the DraftKings Sportsbook app with code CHGO. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Let's continue on through the college football slate. We last left off with Fresno State and Washington. Next up, the Lending Tree Bowl, Rice and Southern Mississippi. Southern Miss getting 6.5, over under 4.5. And if you're feeling real brave about the Rice Owls, you could take them at plus 200.
Yeah, I kind of like Southern Miss just based off what I've seen from them this year. But I also, off the top of my head, I don't know if anyone's sitting out. I don't know why anyone would sit out in the Southern Miss Rice Bowl game, but, you know.
Doesn't matter. It's Rice.
Yeah, Rice isn't very good.
You're going to lose the food?
Yeah, or maybe the under. You know, Southern Mississippi's defense isn't awful. So, yeah, what are you thinking?
My issue is, honestly, I think Southern Miss can put up 45 on their own. I think they could just blow the doors off of Rice. So I'm going to avoid the over and under completely. Just give me Southern Miss, especially because we're going to put this into a teaser town. That's 6.5. They got to win by a touchdown. Now they got to win by less, and probably we're going to get that down to like 4.5. We're probably going to get that down to like a field goal at that point. I love Southern Miss in this spot just because Rice has been so bad. I mean, Rice at one point lost to Charlotte, the 49ers, who like went 1-11 this year. I'm good on Southern Miss here.
Charlotte's awful. They're awful.
They're truly awful.
Yeah.
If you're looking to take an over this week, let's go to New Mexico Bowl. SMU versus BYU. SMU is 3.5-point favorites, over under at 64. This is clearly the highest over under we've had so far. And if you like the Cougars of Brigham Young, you can get them at plus 145.
Is Mordecai playing?
SMU. Tanner Mordecai is. It seems like he's playing.
The SMU offense ain't no joke. And BYU was a big disappointment this year. Do I want to bet on Mormons also?
I don't know. Do you?
I kid. So yeah, no, I like SMU's offense. You give them, they're 3.5-point favorites for a reason. I hate the fact that there's a hook there, but I think SMU could go put up some points. The only thing that does scare me is their defense isn't that great. So maybe BYU hangs around that way. Maybe the total is better. 64. That's not a ton in college football, and I did just say like 5 minutes ago that maybe the under is a good play in a lot of these games, considering guys being in and out or whatever, or sitting out. But SMU, they've been putting up points all year.
Mordecai is playing, but his All-American wide receiver Rashee Rice is not.
Okay. But also I just saw a stat that Mordecai's lost like the most yards to drops this year. He's lost like 400 yards to drops. So, hey, maybe even his top pass catcher like makes that discrepancy even bigger. I don't actually really know how to bet this game. The total seems to be a little bit low, shockingly, for 64. But, yeah, I'll take it. It's SMU football. I don't know what I'm talking about, especially because this is going to be teased down. Take the over. It looks like both these teams can score probably into the high 30s, and that means, high 30s plus high 30s probably means 70, and we're looking at a number with 6, and it's actually 64, so you're not even getting it around 65, so I think that's a great number. So, yeah, take the over in BYU, SMU. I don't really have a team, though.
Yeah.
I don't really know, because this could just be a sloppy game where it's like a touch. It could be an overtime game where one touchdown wins it and you lose by 7 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying SMU in terms of who I think wins, and 3.5 points there. I just don't feel like BYU cares about this game. I think SMU cares about this game a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I honestly thought BYU's coach could have gotten fired after this year just because it was a kind of really
a down year. They really disappointed.
But that's also the thing is like, they might come out to play. So I don't know. I don't really have a strong feel because it's SMU. I mean, SMU can't stop a nosebleed defensively. So if BYU wants to play, I think they'll be able to move the ball. Let's go to North Texas and Boise State in the Frisco Bowl.
North Texas, the team that has a quarterback that's like 29.
Yes. Austin who also fired their coach, Seth Luttrell. 10.5-point dogs, the North Texas what are the Eagles? 10.5-point dogs to the Boise State Broncos. Over under 59. And if you like North Texas to win, it's at plus 310.
Well, North Texas just fired their coach, like you said. I feel like that's a good tease down. Give me the Boise State by 6.
Yeah, it'd be 6 because it'd be 4.5. You like that?
Yeah, I like Boise State. They played better later in the year after they made some changes. Again, I like fading the teams that fire their coach or their coach leaves. You know what I mean?
Well, and too, I mean, you talk about the changes that Boise State made, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback, because your guys sucked, Hank Bachmeier. And what you saw is they were able to turn into a top 40 rushing attack, and that's the one thing that North Texas struggles with. So I'll take the under, actually. I'm going to take the under.
That's fair.
Just because it's going to be a 59. I don't think this game's played in the 60s. So I think if any, like one team might score 30, but I don't see another team scoring 30. So I'll take the under, 59.
I like the under there too because I don't know if you don't know what you're going to get out of North Texas, right? But if I were to tease it, I would do Boise State minus what would be like 6.5, 6.5 there. So yeah, but I like the under. I'll play that.
Final game we got, it is in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Marshall, the Thundering Herd, taking on the UConn Huskies and Jim Mora Jr.'s team. UConn, 10-point dogs.
Are we going to ride UConn again? Even though the last time we rode UConn, I was severely disappointed.
10-point dogs, over-unders 41.
The same Marshall team that beat Notre Dame this year.
But that was also in September. I mean, this is a Connecticut team that beat Liberty.
Yeah,
you don't hear me saying that. I'm going to take, and this one's tough just because, I mean, the defenses both suck. And it's like, do I want to even take an over-under 41?
Marshall slowed Notre Dame down.
No, the defense. That's what I'm saying. Like, the defenses are both great. Sorry.
You said they suck.
My bad. That's on me. UConn's defense, rushing EPA per rushing attack is top 70. Pass defense is top 60. And Marshall has the top first passing defense and top 3 rushing defense. So they're brilliant on defense. Marshall is. So it's like I kind of just want to take UConn team under.
You can't tease that though, Sean.
You can't? They don't even have that line yet.
I don't think you can tease it.
Yeah, they don't have that line yet posted. So
maybe it's the under.
Yeah, because then but no, it's only going to get teased up to 45, and I don't know if I love that number. I'd probably take UConn plus 14 because I just don't think Marshall could win by 2 touchdowns. I think Marshall will win, but I don't think they can win by 2 touchdowns. I'll take UConn plus 10.
All right, UConn plus 10. I'd play UConn plus 10 at just single-handedly, but I'm adding it to the teaser. As we've been going through this, I've put together a
What's the teaser limit for teams? Because I got 9 and I can't tease that.
It doesn't let you do that?
No.
I thought you could do a 9-team teaser. You could parlay it.
You're saying how many teams you have in it?
Yeah.
I think DraftKings maxes out at 12 on the bet slip.
But for a teaser?
Oh, man, I never teased that many teams.
Yeah, it doesn't let me do it. It doesn't let you make a teaser on DraftKings at this many.
Yeah, I'm
So which ones do we hate the most?
All right, so we just said I kind of like UConn. I don't know if I love UConn plus 10.
Okay, so I'm taking UConn plus 10 out. And
I'm going to stay away from that Florida-Oregon State game.
Okay. Taking the under on that out. We're at 7 picks now, and it still won't let me tease.
Yeah, I'll take UConn out. I'm at 7 too. Okay. Let's just take Boise State out just for the fun of it. Okay. They're 6. All right, so you can get 16 teaser. 16. That's at plus 600. 6-point teasers at plus 600. 6.5 is plus 500. 7-point teasers 450.
I'm just gonna do the 7 because plus 450 is still nice.
I think I might take 6.5. So over under 38 for Miami, Ohio. Louisville plus 5.5. UTSA plus 8.5. Washington State plus 10. Southern Miss just to win. That's an even line right there. And then over under 57.5 for BYU SMU. That's your teaser town.
I like it. I'm putting $5 on it right now.
Let's go. All right.
I
$5.25 to win 30-50 on a 6.5-point team teaser. Let's go.
All right. $5 to win 30. Boom.
All right. And now
that's the CHGO Bets daily bowl season teaser for this weekend, guys.
Hey, Cody, why don't you take us to your $10 to $1,000 challenge too, and we'll wrap this show up.
All right. So tonight, the college basketball slate tonight sucks. It sucked. Last night it sucked. However, shout out to Hammering Hank. I rode him on Rhode Island. He had Rhode Island +2. I just took Rhode Island money line at +100. Shout out to him.
Could have rode with me right here. Iona covered, NC State covered, Memphis covered. Let's go.
Well, let me tell you about the teaser I put together real quick, Sean. I put together a 5-leg teaser last night. Memphis +12.5, Iona -1.5, Stonehill +17.5. Keep fading Boston College, folks. And St. Thomas, Minnesota -6.5 against Green Bay. Green Bay is the second worst college basketball program in the country, only ahead of IUPUI. And then USC Upstate +19.5 against Florida State. Florida State sucks.
Tell them.
They covered the 19.5 by only losing by 17. Shout out to them. That was at +350, a 5-leg teaser that hit. So teaser, I didn't give that teaser on the show yesterday, but anyway. And then I had the Giannis double-double thing on DraftKings, and I had Rhode Island and Memphis +7.5, which was part of the $10 to $1,000 challenge. $10 last night won me $8.69, so we're up to $18.69. We're putting $18.69 tonight on Maryland money line against UCLA. I like Maryland coming on the bounce back after, honestly, a tough loss to Tennessee. They were down double digits to Tennessee, made a huge second-half comeback, lost by 2 points. Their offense was awful against Tennessee. Tennessee's defense really good. I think UCLA's defense is really good too, but I also think Tennessee is a better team than UCLA. Maryland's been pretty battle-tested to start the year. I think they've played some good teams. They beat Illinois. And UCLA, they're experienced. The two best players have been there for what feels like a decade. But, yeah, Maryland at home as a 1.5-point favorite. Just give me the money line, -125, $18.69 to win $33.64. So that's what I'm rolling with tonight. Please let us get to day 3 of this.
Best of luck, Cody. Let's go. Keep up the good vibes. Maryland is your pick tonight. All right, so we will join you tomorrow with NFL talk. We'll also have some college basketball picks for Saturday's slate as well. And hopefully if you got any more college bowl questions, we'll be able to answer them because that doesn't start till Friday at 10:30. So we're real excited. You got your teaser towns up there, and you could probably make a 16 teaser and a 14 teaser, and you'll win some money on both. That's Cody Delmendo. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Thank you to Stephen Nicholas for producing our show as always. We'll talk to you tomorrow when we are millionaires.